a duo. Who will come up clutch? Who can do it? When the back is against the wall, when everything is up for grabs, I won't just kick my drink over. I caught it. That's how clutch I am, and we're prepared as we hop on board here with Persecute and Nitrix trying to put the new duo to work, and they do, finding two there and avoiding the trap. Good way to kick this one off. Currently sitting at 10 elims, Shadow Wager.
Impeccable movement, making sure that the duo gets right out of line, so, you know, that Persecute can just get out of that trap line, not get damaged at all. They have so many options now for the items they can pick up as well. They got to pick the winning loadout that not only gets them towards the end game, but gives them enough room to have those pressure picks, have that room to, you know, pop off at any moment possible, high, low, or mid.
Instincts and heavy snipers will certainly allow them to do that. We talk about it being kind of the skeleton key, the one that opens all doors. A little bit harder in duos, but you can still make it work as they're trying to get the double wall replaced there. One player pickaxing, the other one holding the wall, continuing to go for it. Get that wall, get the replace right away. Combat finds the basket, and will they be able to push through? You can see the other player wanting nothing, trying to get up and over. You have to change levels. Moving just horizontally won't be enough, and he is finally able to get away from the relentless push up to 11 elims.
They won't get both duos, but they do get a little bit of reward for the risk they had to take on that fight. Are on low ground, have enough time. The zone hasn't even started moving yet towards the fifth circle. A launch pad is coming out just so they can catch up on the time it took on that engagement. Nitrix and Persecute are going to be moving towards a mid-ground layer now. More angles for pressure. Break builds being used. They can recycle off the hotel, which they will do, putting their mats all the way back up, looking very, very healthy. Not much rotation on them now. It's all about their brains, their brawn, and their aim, Sundown.
They're going to be looking hopefully for a favorable circle here, but with, you know, kind of being down by the Paradise Palms area, a lot of variable terrain, different verticality to move over in that Circle 6 zone, which will be revealed right now. All right, not too bad, not directly over one of the course of the mountains. Most of the lobby will have to rotate past them, but they need to be careful as they're currently just getting shredded from the people on the far side.
We talk about momentum as well. These guys do have 12 eliminations at the moment, or 11 eliminations, my apologies, and they're going to keep rolling off of that. Now, tunnel vision is the thing that happens as well, as they might spend a little bit too much time not prepping for the next rotation, instead going for this pressure on Boo and Badger on the zone line as well. It could hold not the best as the option towards getting a win in the game, but playing off of the eliminations they've had earlier in the game, it could prove to be a nice flow of movement throughout the whole game for this duo moving up towards their next zone. Now tunneling in Nitrix. Once again, no mobility. It has to be raw movement here with their builds. Tunneling being so important. A person in their box gets shotgunned out of there. The combat, making sure it's being used in combat. Nitrix taking down Hayden. They're seeing if they can move once again as a duo. Splitting up is going to be bad at this moment. A heavy snipe coming in, does not connect, but does put down enough pressure to give them a little bit of room to move towards where they need to get to go. Lair switches coming up as well. Wood builds in front of them, so Nitrix, seeing that, knows he can pressure them off a little bit to give him some room to move around that specific area. A nice low ground rotation here does require a lot of mats, however.
And we just hit the top 15 now as Nitrix is on the backside, so 3 points for everyone in the lobby, as the duo who has already qualified up on the high ground right now is Landjock and Punisher. Nitrix does get picked up there by Gabe as Landjock finds Badgers. That was one of the players who was pinned on the outside by Nitrix earlier, and now Landjock and Punisher are looking to run through the high ground. Again, already qualified, so just trying to play for a little bit of cash and potentially ruin somebody else's dreams as they're doing everything they can to get the practice in. Landjock looking to drop the player down. They will give up the high ground as players begin to drop in the rotation. We are moving farther away from Paradise, so variable drops there. You can see a nice little split of the shadow bombs, and then they're going straight down to the low ground.
This is an awesome thing that we see duos do. A nice dynamic shadow to drop the sightline. Punisher in the most intense box I've ever seen in my life, but phases through the pyramid to get the shotgun shot off on a Jammin who is not listening to any music anymore. Sent straight back to the lobby. Punisher now has to regroup with Landjock. Landjock opening up some GLs from high ground to kind of open up where Punisher can come from. No pressure for Punisher to catch right back up to where he was before.
And now we have our top 10, and also a great play there. Did end up Metroid in the box, but just stopped, picked a corner, and then was able to win the box fight right after. Honestly, if I'm that other player, I just start spraying towards the corners and hoping to find hit markers. No reason not to. Player can't return fire. However, unfortunate, hindsight is 2020 as Landjock gets coned off there, but is just going to fight his way through. Doesn't own that wall despite trying to go for the edit. Still trying to pickaxe out and move forward. They did not give up high ground, so he's able to simply walk that away, but he has no more mats. He's going to be dependent on this player to drop down, and Caleb does find it. Punisher will tarp down for him, does take a little bit of fall damage, but finds the 10 mats needed, all the wood and the metal, and now just going to plop some grenades towards the low ground. Combat might have been the right call there, but is able to find one knock on Disaster and looking for the second one onto Blind, who's at sub 10 HP.
All these risks that are being taken by this titan of a duo. Punisher going all the way down to low ground, but also losing a lot of his HP for that. Landjock now has to carry this duo based off of health, but he gets beamed from Persecute, who ends up on high, has brick builds as well, so he's going to be chilling up there for a long time, not pressured to come down at all. Blind, he might win this. Solely a 1v2 against the whole lobby, gets another beam on the Punisher. Just perfect play there, not taking any damage, getting a lot of siphon as well that he didn't really need, and so many mats left over as well.
26 points. That's coming up clutch. This kind of the theme here is great individual efforts in the theme of duos. So look at Tomei. He recognizes there are 4 players pinned against the side. What does he do? He drops a stink down there. Now look at his Elim counter. That's 1. He's just going to run around. He has no mats, so he's playing for as many Elims and to get in the placements. That's 2. He gets the 3rd, he gets a 4th, and he gets himself into the top 5. Unfortunately, he will fall to Old Man Mountain, but that is taking advantage of your situation. And you know what? Chuck some stinks up there as well. Might as well grief a player while you're there. And you can see Berserk pushing around the side, getting a great shot there. And look what this ends up leading to. So him and Proxies are a little bit split. You see they're a box apart, did have the shadow form, but he is going to be able to provide support from picking up Cyborg right there, but not able to get the revive. So now all by himself, 1v2. What does he do? Look at that double ramp up into the high ground, 180s around, and then connects off, closes both the players onto the low ground. You ever seen somebody win a 1v2 without firing a bullet? Berserk just did it. He looks back down, trying to find the shots to get the Elim credit, but in the end, he'll take the victory royale instead. And speaking of the great individual efforts, look at Kenny S here. First, him and Antidote, some great team fire there. They find Maisie out of the sky and will eventually convert that one over. And then again, look at the team fire. Double tracer rounds. That's both him and his teammate able to find that knock there at the last second. So that's 2 Elims that will end up converting over, and it puts Kenny in a great spot because now 110 effective HP, and he's ready to go to work. He started with 4 Elims, now up to 6, and watch him go on a run now because Antidote is kind of spread out, doesn't have a lot of health. Kenny, checking his sides, is immediately able to find one player, turn again, and then start working top down. They're into the top 15, and again, Antidote gets blasted, but then takes Kayun out on the ultimate high ground, and then drops back down, continues running out the rest of the lobby. 1v1 all the way through. Like I said, we hopped on board when he had 4 Elims, got himself up to 9, but not Ryan Clark, showing the difference that the chug splashes make. Pops the slurp, 2 chug splashes in the face, holds the metal wall, and he ends up getting there. And this was the play. Ended up wanting to show you there. Towards the end, we have Norberto with the push there. Gets the trap. Now keep an eye on the Elim counter right away. Phoenix and Impulse go down, and then he is aware of his angles, gets the reload, knows he can spray down to the corner and not get hit. Finds Vibe right there, the siphon cutting it through, and then it's just madness. Chaos in front of him, the rest of the lobby there, and you can catch it towards the end. I mean, to work with, it's a little bit, I don't want to say more difficult, but you're thinking more. You have to be more deliberate when you're going. It's less hectic, less playing on reactions, where a lot of these players thrive. But right now, Fulmer proving is not an old man, getting tags and tags and tags, and Johnny gets taken down outside of the top 10 as well, pushing them up to 72 points. We've seen a 74 already. We've seen Landjock and Punisher at 85. That kind of gives you an idea of what that top line looks like. Baller take for the high ground. We've been seeing more of that lately, but Fulmer double edit down, 73 goes away, tries to get the immediate wall replaced, does get it through with some help from Kytrex, and they will take that one away. 2 Elims, will be 3 once they take it over. High ground control and top 10.
All these duels are going to be fighting for these Elim points. Only 17 players left alive. Sundown, you said that it was a little bit harder or different for duos to adapt to this space when there's so much more room. The big thing as well, there's so many game plans people practice with these end game Discord servers where you're used to seeing a lot of people on mid tarps that you can punish. But in these situations, you kind of have to hound for those Elims yourself. So we'll see if that's possible with these players, if they can get towards those positions. But they are very unorthodox and might be a little bit too daunting or frightening at the moment.
And a big question is, how much can you get away with in this circumstance, right? Because if there's 40 people in this lobby right now, you have to full tunnel everywhere. You have to be using all the mats, but how much can you cover yourself? Do you always have to be double tarping as this player does disengage, or can you get away with just throwing a single roof above your head because the players don't have an angle? Right now, Boss Baby and Ramos getting a ton of room to go aggro, but getting it turned around on them. They are able to pick up tough X1, but they need Ramos to disengage over. Box will reset the walls around him and make sure they get the quick revive. Not bad, and this is one of the advantages of it being so sparse. You have plenty of times to stick a revive in a 6 circle with 16 people left.
Exactly. You still have to play careful, though. 9 duels left alive. There still is one more placement, or one batch of placement points left over for these duo players. Very, very silent game at the moment. Usually a lot of action and pressure being dropped down, but obviously anyone in a 1v2 scenario is not going to want to draw too much attention to themselves. Looks like Sir Jaden is in that position as well at the moment. He and his dual partner have been split up, one alive, one not at the moment. Very flat land as well, with a very small high ground tarp that's not too high in the air.
Yeah, just trying to hang out on the far side right now. He is one of 2 solo riders, everyone else having a buddy, but just looking to hang out and being conspicuous. Wants to make top 5, wants 2 more points, just trying to wait it out. But that's pretty much everyone else in the lobby as well, doing everything they can. You see Hannah and Carly over there of Gen G. Shout outs to those ladies. They are absolutely nuts. We're able to put up, I believe it was near a top 25 or top 30 performance yesterday, but absolutely been popping off there. Good to see them in this endgame now as Tyler and Jace are on the high ground trying to make the rotation. Tyler does end up getting picked up by Exitic on the backside, and now Jace is going to be that solo.
All you're doing is watching.
Dude, I just feel like I understand. Like, obviously, I'm not nowhere near. I don't even, everyone top 3,000 dwarf me by a significant margin. You and Sundown and
Oh, I love this.
in the box, the shadow plays Tiki.
So let me explain a little bit about the movement there. Obviously, Tiki did not realize that ADR was in his box, but if he did, ADR was strafing to the right, which is taking advantage of the camera position and your model and making it so that it's so hard to track you. When you're in that shadow form, you're already hard to see, but going right up into the box, that's Brian G, who goes down, and ADR making his way up. It's Shab and Quake. We know where they were, but here comes the launch pad. He's got to stay in zone. I don't think he has a chance here. No. Quake is going to put a quick end to that heroic attempt at trying to win the game. That's actually, I think it's Gabe and Snow.
Snow XD, like another player we've seen,
No,
right?
it's not.
Wait, what?
He's not part of the duo, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying Snow XD is someone we've seen all tournament. That was just a completely separate thought. My bad. I did make that sound like it's chanting. I don't know what's going on with my brain today. I'm working on it. And Alberto going to get traded out, though, so there's a single duo left. Oh, wait, what? Oh, my God!
If you clutch this out, no, you're not going to do it. It's now a 1v1. That was ridiculous. It's Dopey against Gabe. I can't believe I just saw a heavy sniper no-scope in the final seconds of a game here. Dopey finally placing that campfire down as a circle. They're actually both campfiring and both at the same pace right now. Dopey looking for the shot, but Gabe is going to capitalize because he is waiting in the top. And he has the combat shotgun ready for Dopey. The victory actually in their box under their stairs, and that's going to cause 40R Storm to take advantage with his precise aim across the box.
And I mean, this is a scary duo, right? We kind of talked about this is more recent. Obviously, we've seen KNG Epic Whale with KNG Epic Whale's duo / Seal Matt. They're the same person. But now it's 40R Storm. Now look above, though. Ghost Sean, Ghost Aiden. These guys have already qualified, and they're looking just to continue getting practice. That prize money as well. There's no better way to get practice. And Aiden here just playing medic. I got you, buddy. Don't worry, Sean. Heal up. Have a splash.
It's crazy that we have these items in the game where we can actually play medic. We can actually have somebody who is carrying the splashes on purpose and making sure he's paying attention to his duo's HP at all times. But while Aiden drops down with the Shadow Bomb, a rocket comes out from the top and knocks Sean down, so it's just Aiden again. And we saw this situation a couple of games ago. Aiden clutching up. I mean, we know he can do it. And really, this guy has performed on all stages right now, and I think he's finally gotten over that hump where everybody was saying, hey, Aiden, you're crazy at getting in people's face, at getting eliminations, but your endgame performance, not so good. But in this stage, in the World Cup Online qualifiers, his endgame performance has been insane, but unfortunately going down here. But regardless, proving everybody wrong about that, you know, fallacy, I would say.
Yeah, and don't forget, Aiden was at the Summer Block Party. He has been on the stage that will be going to the Fortnite World Cup Finals. So he's already got a little taste of it, right? So that is probably going to help calm his nerves just a little bit and help give him that edge. And again, he's already qualified. He's just looking to place high, continue to practice, because there's no better practice, probably until we get that Trios week, but even then that's still not quite the same. But look at this. You've still got Epic Whale. You've got 40R Storm here left alive. 9 players, 8 players, 7. Okay, hold on. 7 players, 5 duos. So top 5 coming out, and players going to be dropped left and right. KNG Epic Whale being one of those there right in front of you.
And we saw Fulmer on high ground. He picked up 1 elimination back then. He's still up with his duo Kytrex, and I believe, both taking a little bit of fall damage, and all of a sudden it shambles, but they do get the pinch down onto 40R Storm, and now all they have to do is find Berserk, and they're already setting up that pinch, you can see. But Berserk, with the double campfire, is going to quickly start to out-heal them and quickly get up to 100 HP, so they've got to go quick. But Berserk making the play first. He's going to run back right into his box as that RPG comes out, but no more RPG to knock it down, and I don't think they have mats to be able to fight to this, and I think he can connect to the hill. Yes, he can! All of a sudden, this is looking terrible. Berserk might have just pulled off a 1v2 clutch because Fulmer and Kytrex are not going to be able to get up over the zone, and all of a sudden, things have gone haywire. Berserk with the clutch of a lifetime here in the World Cup last region. Zeke, what a play.